Woe to the idle shepherd that leaveth the flock. The sword shall be upon his arm and upon his right eye. His arm shall be clean dried up, and his right eye shall be utterly darkened. So there's going to be a foolish shepherd in Israel, and he's going to be known by a number of things, 96 things which I list in this book. But one of those is he's going to have a right eye that's not function at all, clean, dried up arm. This is going to get shriveled up. It's going to look really bad. And he is going to have an image made to him and demand worship, because he came up as it was from the dead and rose up to become prominent and head over 10 nations.
Hello again. Broke my tooth. Oh, it was broken a long time ago. The cap fell off of it. I wanted to theorize a little more about why I'm most likely in place of Christ, right? And it's not just because I look like him or whatever. Like, I look like the Catholicism Jesus paintings and sculptures, right? And the sculpture in St. Peter's Basilica of Jesus coming out of a nuclear explosion, that's actually me. If you look really close at it, and you've been watching my videos, you know what I look like. You can tell that it's actually me, right? Either way, and the whole 666 thing, that's my rebirth, right? My when I became when I gained faith. Okay, like my birthday is January 6th, and so is my father's. And then January 6th in 2021, my mother died. And from that point forward, I started to view the world much differently. So that's where I think the 666 comes from. Could be wrong. Either way. I also think that I'm this person because I've met Satan, right? I had an out-of-body experience in 2005, and I went into the sun, and Satan was there waiting, and he said, "Hello, Stephen. My name is Stephen Scott Isidore Roy." The meaning of the name Stephen means the one who's crowned with a wreath, just like Jesus was with a wreath of thorns, right? Crowned with it. My name Scott means someone from Scotland, and it means a painted-faced warrior, and it means wanderer. And my middle name Isidore, which is my father's also middle name and my grandfather's first name, means gift of Isis, which you can put two and two together. That literally means Horus, right? Anyway, and then my last name, obviously Roy, means king. So my grandfather's name was Isidore Claude Roy, which means gift of Isis, guardian of the garden, and king. And then my father's name is Jeffrey Isidore Roy, which means bringer of peace, Gift of Isis king. So yeah, so I met Satan, right? So like that in itself, almost, well, it's been on my mind since it happened in 2005, right? Like, I mean, it's literally made me question reality ever since it happened. Like, I mean, I still have a normal-ish life. You know, I have 2 children and a job that I've, you know, this happened before I even had kids, and my oldest kid's 14 now, so, you know. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, like when I met him, right? Like, that's the thing is, most humans, they're completely unaware of Satan being real, or Jesus being real, or angels being real, because you're not supposed to perceive them, right? You're not supposed to see them. That's the whole point of being allowed into heaven through faith, right? You have to have faith. You have to believe that these things are real and this other world is real in order to gain your reward, pretty much. If you don't believe in them, right? If you just believe in what you can feel and see, then you only believe in the world, and you won't end up in paradise. So my point is I'm one of the chosen few who does not need faith, because I know it exists, right? Like once you see it, right? Once you have that contact, then you're obviously, you're not in the same category anymore. You don't, you know what I mean? Like God's not gonna simply let you in because you have faith, because you've literally witnessed it with your own being, right? So faith is no longer even a thing to me. You know what I mean? Like I have understanding. I know these things exist because I've seen them. Satan's spoken with me. So, you know what I mean? Like that whole thing is it almost like sets me apart, right? Makes me special in a way. I've literally filmed Satan in spirit, right? Like when I met him, I was in spirit, right? I was an out-of-body experience. Like I was out of my body, but I still existed, and I was there in front of him. So like I've captured him in the spirit also, but like, see, that's the thing. When I was in the spirit, like that's what it says about praying to God, right? The Father is the only way you could really pray to him is if you're in the spirit, because he is the spirit, right? So like when I was in the spirit and I met with Satan, he did not appear see-through or anything like that. It wasn't that type of a situation. He was very much solid, and so was I, right? So it's not like, you know what I mean? The only way you're gonna perceive a spirit being see-through or a vapor-like entity is if you're not in the spirit, right? If you're in the physical world, then you're not going to perceive the spirits. But if you are in the spirit, then you're not going to perceive the physical world the same way. You're probably not going to see living humans or creatures around if you're in the spirit. Like, so I've captured him in the spirit from the world, like from here, right? So I'm in the third dimension, like everybody else here, and I'm filming with my camera Satan's spirit, right? In the higher dimension, in the spirit world, right? In the spirit. So I've filmed him in the clouds recently, like a couple weeks ago. I saw half of his face staring at me. So I mirror imaged it, and it is exactly like him. And not only that, there's a goat skull in front of his face, like almost as if it's like a representation of all the people that he owns. I'm not really sure, but. And then I also captured him a few weeks before that, in like full snake, not dragon, but giant snake form. And he was staring at me again in the clouds. And before that, I captured him at the ball drop in New York. The video of the New Year's Eve celebration. As soon as the clock struck midnight, in the smoke. Is Satan's dragon face. Maybe I'll put together like a collage of images of all the images of him that I've captured. I've even captured one of him as the giant snake with the darkened right eye, spitting acid on me. Right, like I see a representation of myself as a human getting completely burned through with his spit. Plus, the whole lying signs and wonders thing. You know, that's pretty much what I'm doing, I think, on my channel. I'm showing you that there's, I can see spirits and dragons. Right, like they're very I don't know if attracted to me is the right way to say it. They're always looking at me, right? Like all of them. Like it doesn't matter if it's a dragon, a demon, Jesus. Like they always seem to be like right there, right where I'm at, and looking at me, looking at them. So it's hard to tell what's really going on there. You know, it's really strange too, because when I think about it, it's like I just started this channel to like show the world my point of view of the world, right? And you know, like I see, like in my mind, I'm doing something good, right? Like I'm exposing demons and Satan, and I'm exposing plans, and I'm exposing the non-humans that pose as us, the tares in the wheat, right? Like I'm doing my best at that. So, you know, it's like I said, good and evil is a curse that we have, right? Like it's the knowledge of it's from Adam, right? You know, it is what it is. Like you know, and the whole thing about the dragon giving him power, right? Like I'm not very powerful or very influential yet, but what does that exactly mean, power, right? Does that mean like metaphysical power, like I'll be able to make it rain fire from the sky, like it says in the Bible? And that whole thing about raining fire down from the sky, a lot of people think, oh, that's Elon Musk. He's got satellites up there and he's weaponizing space. But I don't think that that's really true. And I don't really believe in satellites, like not what we think they are. More or less, I think that what's going to happen with that is the Antichrist, it's me, is going to be able to summon these dragons. Who knows? Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe I'm already doing it. I just don't realize it. Anyway, I think he's going to be able to summon them, and by summoning them, they will cross the veil and be able to breathe fire down upon the earth. And these things are really big, so I mean, you know, that probably covers that. I don't know.